I'm going to be honest to you guys, I'm not that impressed with my trading today. Two, I had one forward test, I guess you could say, trade idea that worked out, and it actually was regarding me taking a short at the literal top right here. And then I had two break-even trades that I took. One was long, one was a short. The short worked out, just took me out of break-even, and then went down, hit all the take profit. So this is going to be like a market recap charting session because I want to go over this because this was like a day where I honestly let FOMO get to me, which I have not done in a very long time. So not sure what happened there. I did journal like everything. I journaled the emotions. I journaled everything. So gonna review this, but I wanted to make a video of everything, that just me breaking down everything, because this is definitely something I'm going to want to keep, and I'm going to want to rewatch and just kind of go over and understand it. And even while I'm making the video, learn something along the way. So anyways, I just want to jump straight into this. So it's been a good week. We've only really taken one trade. We've taken a total of 4 trades actually. So we've taken one win/loss trade, but we've taken a total of 4 trades, 3 break evens, and 1 winning trade. I'll go into this trade. First things first, let's just remove all the drawings and then go into kind of like the daily buy. So like my daily buy today was a bit more bearish. Why was I bearish? We were in that daily fair value gap like I was speaking about the other day, and obviously you guys can see we are reacting off that daily fair value gap from this huge wick. Obviously this big body close, bearish body wasn't there during market open, so I did not see that, but you can just tell that it's bearish with this giant wick. So coming down to the 4-hour time frame, what I saw was we had this 4-hour fair value gap that we were respecting. So in that case, that makes me think, well, we're most likely bearish, because like we're respecting a fair value gap. I do know that we have this fair value gap that we are respecting, but you know, it's kind of just like a battle in between. So now I'm going to drop down to a lower time frame to determine another bias, to then maybe look for that more confirmation to, hey, do I want to go lower, do I want to go higher? Because this is kind of telling me a 50-50. Obviously this candle wasn't here. This is kind of telling me 50-50, like it could go up, could go lower. Whatever breaks first is really the direction that you want to go in. So if this 4-hour inverses, which it did, we're probably going to be bearish, as it shows. So at the time we had, go bar replay here, just like this, or yeah, my bad. So around, this was before market open, and what I was seeing was we had this unfilled 1-hour fair value gap. We have a sweep of liquidity here. We're in a 4-hour fair value gap, and we're in a daily fair value gap. So the chances of us reaching to this 1 hour are very high. So that was my main draw on liquidity. So coming into market open, I'm bearish. I was very bearish just because I wanted to see that draw on liquidity get hit. After that, could be a little bit more bullish depending where things go. So what I did was I kept an eye right here, and I wanted to see that. I wanted to honestly trade to that. Dropping down time frames, I basically just kind of sat on my hands and waited, because we're obviously not at 6:30, the New York Stock Exchange open quite yet, and that's, you know, I like to take trades right after that. So basically though, what I saw here was I was eyeballing this it's literally the babyest 5-minute inverse fair value gap I've ever seen. But there's a little baby inverse 5, and the reason why I was actually pretty confident with that was because the 4-minute was quite a bigger one. The 4-minute had a decently good size inverse fair value gap. Obviously price inverses it really nicely, and I was sitting on the charts. I drew this up and I told myself I want to take this trade. Like I want to take this trade. This trade looks really good. The only problem is that New York Stock Exchange open obviously gives you a lot of volatility. Now that volatility sometimes likes to hunt liquidity to then push it in the direction it wants to go. So my thought process here was, if I get in now, maybe I'm gonna be the liquidity that it wants to hunt, right? Like, so as soon as 6:30 hits, boom, we maybe we come up, take these highs out, and then make that push to that 1 hour. That's what I was looking for. So that's what I wanted to see. I didn't feel comfortable taking the trade because the New York Stock Exchange hasn't opened yet. So I didn't want to be liquidity, and honestly, this is not following my rules, and my rules I have is strictly stated 6:30 to 8 a.m. So this wouldn't be following the rules. So W on me not taking this trade. It did play out very well. Like I don't even need to draw the risk reward. So it did play out extremely well. Would have been a nice winning trade, but I do look at it as like W discipline because I followed my rules on that. So this trade didn't work, or sorry, this trade worked, just wasn't in our time period. We traded down to the 1 hour fair value gap, and from there I was kind of just waiting and anticipating what could happen next. After that, we left behind this 15-minute fair value gap that was unfilled. So I see that we have an unfilled 15. We just tapped to a 1 hour. We could potentially look to be trading to the upside. So looking down here, we did have an SMT. At the time, we had SMT here with ES. And so I was like, okay, perfect. I'm open to longing. So as soon as the 3-minute inversed, I decided to take a quick long position here. And I'm not mad about this trade at all because this trade was also fairly decent. Stop loss, I break even once we hit the 15 plus that internal high, and then target these relative equal highs plus this high here. So fairly solid trade in my eyes. You guys can see hit take profit 1, ran up, and then just tanked and took us out at break even. That's where I should have called it a day. Because if I would have thought about it, the first trade I would have taken was that short, and I would have won. I would have been done. One and done. I come into the markets, I take this, get stopped out, break even. So that's theoretically 2 trades now that I've taken. I should have just walked away at this trade. I'm very glad the next trade didn't take a loss. And I mean, it was the right direction, but I did enter off of FOMO. So the next trade, basically what I was anticipating and what I was seeing is I saw this huge wick off of that 15-minute. So that huge wick off this 15-minute is indicating to me, like, obviously we're respecting bearish PD arrays. So if we can respect that well, then shorts are definitely in the picture. Like, I don't see shorts not being in the picture. It just makes sense in my head. So I was thinking of taking a short position, and right here I was actually looking at this short here, which would have worked out really well. I didn't like the stop loss placement, but I was looking at this to short this 1 minute inverse fair value gap after the sweep of the highs. We would have entered there. Stop would have been a break even, and it would have been a break even trade regardless. But I was looking at that. I didn't take this trade. I hesitated. I did not take this trade. But what I did is I waited and I waited and I waited, and I took this trade right here. So I decided, hey, like, I'm just going to take this because it's another inverse fair value gap in the direction that we're trading, blah, 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 blah. Looks all good to me. Like, I just wanted to hop in on the trend because I knew we were going lower, which is a very bad mistake. You should not do that, but I did do it. Obviously, take profit 1 here, move stop to break even, try and run for 1 to 2, and clearly we got stopped out at break even. And the trade did run to our take profits after. Like, it tanked. It was a really, really good day, honestly. Nice market maker sell model. Like, not super clean, but it was a market maker sell model. The original long that I had in mind was the one that would have worked, but obviously I didn't take it because of the reasons that I just stated, was with the New York Stock Exchange not being open, and I don't like to take trades before it. So, yeah, that's basically today. Like, I'm not too thrilled on the last trade, the fact that I just jumped in because, like, I had a valid reason jumping, but it was super late in the move. I'm trying to catch the rest of the move. The move's already gone. Like, I'm trying to catch a move all the way down here when we've already made this giant move. So I don't know. I'm not happy with that. I don't know what happened there. I haven't had a FOMO trade like that in, I can't remember the last time. Like, I can't remember. So, don't know what happened there. We all have these days. So, reflect, learn, and just continue and be better next time. It is Friday, so going to be reviewing all the trades that I took. I've created videos on all these trades, so I'm going to be watching these and journaling lessons, journaling things like writing down what I, things I could have learned from blah, blah, blah. And so this video is going to be a big one in that lessons section of my journal. So, yeah. Anyways, if you guys learned anything from this, or if you guys traded today and caught anything, congratulations. But yeah, hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, comment down below what you guys would like to see. And if you want to join me, I'll be live trading in the Discord Monday to Friday, unless there's a bank holiday, but 6:20 a.m. PST to 8 a.m. PST. So if you guys want to join that, feel free. Don't have to take my trades, but just hop on. It's nice to be trading with other people, so yeah, hop on, let's chat, and other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one.